Hey guys, welcome to the first day of Vlogtober. So I totally had this idea in my head that the first video was gonna be like this epic introduction, and I was gonna have like these cinematic shots of like Disneyland at Halloween time and like fall trees and pumpkins and decorations and things like that. But then I realized, first of all, who is filming this video in that scenario? Like Steven Spielberg? I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. Up until a few weeks ago, I exclusively filmed and edited videos on my iPhone, and I just recently got this camera and I still don't really know how to use it. So yeah, maybe next Vlogtober, I'll put out something pretty, but until then, I thought I would just make this video kind of short and just have a little chat about scary movies, and then also what is going to happen on my channel this month. So a week or two ago, I put out a request on Facebook asking my friends to recommend scary movies, because I've seen like embarrassingly few scary movies, and that's something that I want to fix. So people started sending me, there's an airplane outside. So people started sending me great recommendations, like classic films, new films, just everything that they really like. And like down in the thread, I commented like, oh, by the way, I don't like being scared. And then people were just confused. They're like, why are you asking me this then? Like, what do you mean? You want to watch scary movies, but you don't like being scared? And I thought about it for a little bit, and then I explained, like, I like movies with a good storyline and like character development and things like that. Like, I will be scared if it's worth it, but I don't want to be scared just for the sake of being scared. So maybe that explains it a little better. So this week I started out slow with a movie that really scared me when it came out, and I pictured myself being a little kid when it came out, but it came out in 2002, so I was like 16. I wasn't little. But the movie is Signs, you know, the alien movie. The reason I watched it is because I went to a cornfield maze and I thought it would freak me out. That'll be in another video in a week or so. But first of all, the aliens didn't scare me as much this time around. Still scared me a little bit, but not as bad as the first viewing. And I also realized that I do better seeing scary movies in theaters when I like can give them my full attention, because I feel like when I watch them at home, I get distracted and I start doing other stuff, or I get on my phone, or I like, you know, whatever, that my dog distracts me, and it kind of takes me out of that universe. Whereas like, yeah, being in the theater, it's like, it's a little more immersive, I guess. So I watched Signs, and I guess it wasn't an incredible movie. People were kind of judging me a little bit for saying that was a movie that I wanted to rewatch. I feel like M. Night Shyamalan was kind of, I mean, I thought it was really good when it first came out, but I think M. Night Shyamalan was kind of riding on the success of The Sixth Sense at the time, and I was like, Sixth Sense was epic, this is gonna be epic too, and like the epicness kind of spilled over in my head, even though it wasn't quite as epic. One thing I really liked about it is that it kind of showed how the different characters like process their fears, and especially the dichotomy between the dad and the son, because the dad, you know, especially after, and also, by the way, spoilers are going to be in here, but this movie is like really old, so you should have seen it by now. Like how the dad kind of dealt with things after his wife died. It seemed like he kind of suppressed his feelings, and maybe like he had some anger, but wasn't really showing like fear, which was the thing that he probably really was feeling. And then in contrast to that, the son, who had asthma, which was triggered when he was scared, so it showed like, you know, he has no choice. He has to show his feelings because it just comes out in his body with his asthma. And then you kind of see like toward the end when the son like has the really bad asthma attack, and then the dad starts being scared because he thinks like his son might die. So yeah, I liked that part of it, and that's the kind of stuff that I look for, that I do enjoy in scary movies and shows. I like seeing how characters respond when they're being challenged or tested. I think that's one reason I really liked The Walking Dead. I've not been as into it in recent seasons. I think because it's more about like the human and human conflict now rather than the zombies. But I do plan to binge watch the last season because I haven't seen any of it yet. I'm gonna do that ASAP. They just put it on Netflix, by the way, in case anyone else is waiting. So I think that's all I want to say today about scary movies. I will be watching more this month, and I'm sure I'll be talking about them, especially if they're related to my video topic that day. But if you have any recommendations, things that you think I would watch based on what I've just said that I am looking for, I would appreciate it, and I will probably watch them this month. So other than that, I guess I just wanted to talk about what I'm going to be doing in Vlogtober. Some of these videos are going to be fun and cute and funny, and some of them are going to be scary. Probably only a couple of them are going to be scary because, like I said, I don't like being scared. But I did buy a ticket to go to the Los Angeles Haunted Hayride by myself next week, so we'll see how that goes. You'll probably see me getting scared at least a couple times this month. But really, one of the reasons I wanted to do Vlogtober is to kind of push myself to, for one, build my channel, because I feel like I'm starting out a little bit late in the game. There are a lot of YouTubers that I really like, and I would like to be at the level that they are at, but I know they started like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even like 7 or 8 years ago, and I just started like 3 months ago. But it's not just about putting out videos. I also, like I said, the plan that I had for this video, I realized I didn't have the skill set to make a video like that just yet. But I know that I learn better and learn more quickly when I'm doing something repeatedly every day. So I just thought that, you know, putting out 31 videos, what better way to learn more about filming, about my camera, about editing, about promoting a YouTube channel, all of the things. I want to learn all of the things ASAP. And there's also other things that I need to learn, like time management. I feel like this will help me because I definitely procrastinate. There are times that I'll like film a video that I'm really excited about and then like not edit it because I tell myself I don't have the time. And you know, I do work full time and I go to school. So time, you know, I don't have an abundance of time, but I do have time. I do have time. So I feel like pushing myself to do Vlogtober will kind of help me realize how much time I actually have. And I guess the last thing I want to learn or practice is getting more comfortable on camera. If you guys follow me on social media, you might remember a few months ago I was like determined to start a podcast, and one of the reasons I chose a podcast was because I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to have to show up on camera every time I had something to say. But it wasn't long before I realized that a lot of the content I wanted to make was better suited for video than audio. So I had to force myself to get comfortable and just do the thing. So yeah, I figured making myself put out 31 videos in a month will probably eliminate or at least reduce that on-camera anxiety. And I guess the last thing I want to say is just tell you a little bit about myself in case you are new. My name is Lisa. Hello. I own a pet sitting and dog walking company called The Vegan Pet Sitter. I've been doing that since 2011, full time. I'm a student. I used to think I wanted to be a veterinarian. I was like committed to it 100%. That was what I was going to do. And you know, things got in the way, life got in the way. I got into animal rights activism and volunteer work, which I wouldn't say that got in the way necessarily, but it took my attention elsewhere. And I don't regret it at all. But between activism, volunteer work, and running the business, I took a break from school. So then a few years ago, I went back to school, and as a biology major, which was my original major, I realized that, you know, I didn't really want to go to vet school as much as I thought I did. I still love veterinary medicine, and I think it was really an interesting, rewarding time in my life, working at an animal hospital and working at a spay-neuter clinic and all of the things that I did back then. But I just kind of realized that, you know, I wanted to help animals, but just that wasn't the place that I wanted to do it, if that makes sense. Like, for example, if I was going to work in a spay neuter clinic, I wanted to be the person, you know, making spay neuters more accessible and affordable to people, talking to people in the community about why spay neuter is important, you know, the education, outreach, things like that. Not necessarily, I didn't necessarily need to be the person doing the spay neuter surgery. So after I decided I didn't want to go to vet school, I was still a biology major, but realized, you know, I had to take physics, I had to take all of this crap that I didn't care about. Like, if it was, you know, the means to an end, and if it was going to get me into vet school, that was my motivation to do it. But just doing it for the sake of doing it, I was not enjoying my education. I wasn't having a good time. So another area of animal wellness that I've been really interested in is behavior. And I started kind of looking into that, into becoming a behaviorist, and change my major to behavioral science. And that kind of pointed me in the direction of, well, maybe I want to work with humans, maybe I still want to work with animals, maybe I want to work with both. I don't really know what I want to do, but my classes as a behavioral science major were so much more enjoyable. So I don't want to say they're easier, but they are easier for me just because I enjoy it, because it's exciting. Behavioral science is a combination of 4 disciplines: psychology, sociology, anthropology, and political science. So I get to take a little like mixture of classes from all of those fields, and it's kind of led me in an interesting direction. Like, my professors are like, so you're going to grad school, right? You're going to grad school? You're graduating this year. Are you applying to grad school? And I'm like, I don't know. maybe, I don't know. And I didn't even really know what a grad program I would want to apply to, even in what subject, in what discipline. I had no idea. But lately, I'm starting to think maybe either cultural anthropology or more likely applied anthropology, because I mean, like I mentioned with the spay neuter example, it's not the one-on-one problem solving that I think is going to be my thing. I think it's, you know, studying these problems more on a cultural level and figuring out how to hopefully solve them. So yeah, there's an applied anthropology master's program at Cal State Long Beach that I might have my eye on. But I also kind of want to take a year off. I'm graduating this spring, and I am thinking about maybe taking a year off, applying next year, and then going the year after that. But we'll see how things play out. I actually haven't told anyone that before. But if you follow me on social media, you know my plans have changed repeatedly over the past year or so, because I changed my major, and I kind of didn't have a destination after that. Didn't really know where I wanted to end up. For a little while I thought I wanted to become a therapist, but then I kind of realized, you know, a lot of mental health problems that people are having, it's not, I don't think, an individual problem. I think it's a cultural problem. So yeah, anthropology might be where it's at for me. Okay, well, that is enough chatting for today. I have to go write a paper, and then you will see me tomorrow while I go hunt for pumpkins at the Botanic Gardens. Okay, bye.